In the situation with us, it's not so much the FO running around doing all the work and the captain sitting back having his Jats biscuits. It's more important that they're both there together doing it.
Our expectation is the captains will establish a set number of tasks, but the important task of gathering weather, NOTAMs and reviewing them, our expectation is that it's done together as a crew.
We're just encouraged that the first officer and the captain work as a team, both checking each other's work.
So it's tempting to think that personality differences are really minor events, just distracting part of life. But clearly in a multi-crew environment, accident history has shown that it can result in some fairly disastrous events. So managing those personality differences is not only a crew responsibility, that is speaking up, reporting those issues to the chief pilot or someone else in that responsible position is very important. But the organisation, of course, needs to manage that as part of its training program, as part of its education investigation program, to ensure that that's managed. So in this case, possibly John might require some bit of CRM training, and Robert the same, and possibly given some information on managing upwards, reporting those issues and being assertive as part of his responsibility as a crew member as well.
I've seen a bad example of cockpit resource management with a very experienced captain and a reasonably experienced female co-pilot. For some strange reason, the captain had an issue with female pilots, and on a regular public transport flight in a metro, he actually, to prove a point, let the first officer fly until the aircraft was iced up to the point where she's physically forced him to take control. He then stalled the aircraft full of passengers and recovered. It was then reported. He didn't deny what he'd done, and he was unfortunately had to be dismissed for that. The situation was just out of control, and it had got to a point very quickly in the flight. We should have recognised that the potential for that earlier. There were some warning signs that we didn't act on. No one ever anticipated it to get to that stage. Luckily, it didn't end up in tragedy. Strangely, he's now married a female pilot. I expect the cockpit gradient's the other way at home.
The Red Bull Air Race team here is a crew. We have a technical director who works on the airplane all the time to make sure that it's healthy, and we also have a team coordinator that does everything that either the pilot or the technician isn't doing, and there's trust involved. I don't actually pre-flight the airplane. I do a walk around, but I have a trust and a bond with the technician to know that I'm going to get in the airplane and it is absolutely safe to fly. So this is a teamwork environment, and every piece of that team has to work in sync to make a safe flight.